Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Roma Theory. Saudi bids, Saudi offers, Saudi takeovers. This is going to be today's live stream because at the end of last week there was a rumor, a very big rumor launched by La Repubblica, which is a very important, one of the most important, if not the most important newspaper sources in Italy, reporting of the Saudis offering an offer close to 1 billion to actually purchase Roma and start a Saudi takeover in the Italian league as well. And we're going to discuss this today. I think we have already discussed about this in previous live streams. But I always get a feeling that when we speak about these things, we can get very mixed opinions. And this is exactly why I'm very curious to see what everybody has to say regarding this. You know, this is a topic which has a lot of pros, but it also has a lot of disadvantages, a lot of consequences. It's a topic which not many people support, not many people are against. It's a very mixed one. So let me know your thoughts, opinions. And we're going to get into this today. Like target today. Look, I'm going to tell you one thing. If we smash the like target in every single live stream from here to Saturday, on Sunday, I'm going to Frosinone. That's a deal. Today's like target to smash 80 likes. I'm insisting. 80 likes and we can do it. I believe in everybody here. So, the offer. The offer is coming from the Public Investment Fund, which is effectively a state-funded organization. It's the same overall organization which owns Newcastle, and it's the same overall organization which owns the big Saudi clubs in Saudi Arabia. I assume the four big clubs in Saudi Arabia are Al Nassr, Al Hilal, Al Hali, and I'm not really a fan of that league, so I don't know many teams. But yeah, so the PIF is owns quite many branches. Effectively, what the PIF is and I'm not going to call it the government, but it's a state-funded organization. So call this whatever you want, oil money or state-funded money. It's that. PIF is what is interested in buying and purchasing Roma. Now, unfortunately, it can't just be the PIF in a sense that the fact that they now have launched this mission of takeover, the fact that they have proceeded and decided to take over a lot of a big section of football, a big sector of football nowadays, the fact that they own many different clubs won't allow them to fully purchase Roma. So this would be kind of an offer which would maybe include an 80% shareholders owned by them, and then the next 20% owned by one of their friends or something like that. So the fact that they own many other things around the world, including a lot of football clubs, in my opinion, and from what I've gathered, isn't gonna mean that they're gonna buy 100% this football club. But I think, looking at the details of this offer, this is again reported by La Repubblica. I trust La Repubblica in a sense that they are a very big source here in Italy. But again, just like every journal out there, they do make quite a few things up. So the offer is a 900 million base offer, which they would pay immediately, and a bonus of 300 million if they have the confirmation that the stadium will be built by the Italian government. This is a turning point. This is a turning point. The stadium project is a turning point in the Saudi takeover, but it could also be a turning point in the Friedkins selling or not selling the football club. Because if Roma get the confirmation by the government that the stadium will be built, then number one, if the Friedkins sell, they get more money. So obviously, just like every businessman around the world, they are interested in making more profit. So if they leave Roma with the stadium in their hands, not necessarily built, but with the confirmation that it is going to be built, then they have the rights to ask more money. And this is exactly where the further 300 million on this offer comes from. The other thing about the stadium, which kind of contradicts this, is the fact that if the stadium gets built, then will the Friedkins actually sell? That is a very interesting question, because the primary goal of the Friedkins when they came here was exactly this. It was exactly to build a stadium. It has been their biggest attention, their biggest ambition and goal at this football club. Unfortunately, due to the fact that Italy is a very disorganized country, it's taking more time than it actually they were planning to. You know, they came 3 years ago and they were already planning to further and advance the stadium project. We're now 3 years into their Roma takeover, and the stadium still, we still don't know if the stadium will be built. So this delay is definitely triggering them to potentially consider offers from other stakeholders or from other businessmen, which is important to understand, because this stadium, the problem with this stadium is that, as I just said, Italy is a very disorganized country. Italy is a country where projects are very good at being started, but a lot of the projects which the state starts never actually get completed. They left abandoned because of finances, they don't have the money, because of lack of just lack of prestige, lack of I want to improve the country. So yeah, that's something to take in consideration. The stadium is gonna take time. I'm pretty sure I said this last year, but in order for me to actually step inside a potential new Roma stadium, I think I'd probably have to turn 32. I just cannot see a Roma stadium being built and being officially released and announced and opened in the next 10 years. It's impossible. It is absolutely impossible. So that's the offer. That's the offer, and that's the stadium argument, which definitely is an important factor to this. Why are they interested in this? Well, I think number one, Saudi wants to start taking over football. I mean, the fact that the Saudi league is getting so much attention, and don't get fooled by the fact that that's the Saudi league. This is different. This is Saudi owners. Everything is intertwined and connected. I'm convinced about this, and I'm not the only one who says this. You know, them potentially taking over Roma, or them potentially, not potentially, having taken over Newcastle last year, 2 years ago, when was it? This is the evidence of them wanting to be a big part of football. They want to try and own football. The fact that the World Cup last year was in Qatar, the fact that this season's Asian Cup was in Qatar, the fact that not the next World Cup, but the one in 8 years will be in Saudi Arabia, is the reasoning behind they want to be a big part of football. Will they manage to do this? I don't know, because look, China also tried to do this, and then their bubble completely bursted. They definitely have more money, but the Middle Eastern world, and most importantly Saudi Arabia, wants to take over football. They want to try and bring the attention of football to them. Second reason why they are interested in us, because you'd probably go, well, why would they be interested in us? You know, why wouldn't they be interested in a team like Inter, who's got more titles than us, who's got more money than us, who's worth more money than us, who's got more interest in, who's got a bigger brand than us? And that's a very good question. The reason why I think they've looked into us is because of our sponsor, Riyadh Season. Believe it or not, that sponsor that we have on our kit is important to understand, because that sponsor, Riyadh Season, is all about bringing more tourists into Saudi Arabia. I follow an Italian travel vlogger. That's interesting. If you want to know what I watch on YouTube every night, I like traveling, and I watch a lot of travel vloggers. And last week, I believe it was, I was watching a video of an Italian travel vlogger, and he was filming a video in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, and he filmed this clip in this video where he went to this Riyadh Season park, Riyadh Season organization, and in this video, you could see that they're building something massive. They want to attract tourism, and they're doing this with football so that more people will come. But they've built incredible stuff. I mean, in that video that travel vlogger filmed, He showed this. It was a type of Disneyland Paris, all aimed around recreating countries and recreating scenes of countries, of foreign countries in the middle of Riyadh. Like you could see it's kind of like a Las Vegas, but kind of a museum, an open air museum with theme parks. Right? It was something insane. The lights, they want they have a lot of attention on this, and that's Riyadh season is this event. Which also I believe links with the Expo, which is that world organization fair party which the countries organize. And this sponsor, first of all, has brought a lot of money in our banks, and second of all, it it shows you that there has been a connection, and that there is a connection between us and them. Rome. I'm not just saying this because I am from Rome and I am Roman, but Rome is arguably one of the best cities in the world in terms of culture, beautifulness, history. So for them and the objective of this state-funded organization, if they can bring in a route and if they can breach into a city like Rome and own their football club, forget about Lazio. Roma is Rome's football club. We all know that. It's massive for them. So this is why we have to be careful. The reason why I think there could be a chance that the Friedkins sell is apart from the fact that again they don't know if the stadium will be built. Number two, they never really denied this. This summer, when Raffaele Foglieri, the other Italian businessman, was interested in us, the Friedkins 24 hours after the media launched that rumor of Raffaele Foglieri being interested in us, 24 hours later, the Friedkins published an official statement going, no, we've got no plans of selling, he's not going to come. This hasn't happened with these Saudi rumors. You know, it's not the first time that we have heard Saudi rumors being linked with Roma, and there was never really a dismissal or a deny from the Friedkins with an official statement regarding this. And in my opinion, that's significant. Also, why is it that all of these decision-making processes are taking so much time? The appointment of the general director, wasn't it supposed to happen 2 weeks ago when Thiago Pinto, we knew that Thiago Pinto was going to leave last month. We still haven't found a general director. We still haven't appointed a general director, unless they're working behind the scenes, and we will never know. But the fact that they're taking so much time suggests to me that they're hesitant. They don't know what to do. They're lacking motivation. That could mean that they could favor the purchase, the sell, I should say, of their football club. Moving on to, is it good, is it bad, what do I think? What does everybody think? Yes or no? If Roma had the chance to be controlled and owned by Saudis, would you accept? Yes or no? I think the question can't be answered with a yes or no, to be honest. To be honest with you. Because it's so complicated that you just cannot answer such a big question with a yes or a no. We don't have a say in this. Us fans, we follow the team. We can buy tickets to follow the team at the stadium. You can buy a subscription on DAZN or Paramount Plus to watch the team and the TV rights and follow the team. We can buy merchandise. We can buy clothes. We can we can sing. That's what fans do. We don't have a say in what happens business-wise behind the scenes, which is why our opinion doesn't count here. You know, our opinion might have counted in decisions like Mourinho being sacked, or us buying Dybala, or us buying Lukaku. That can help. Or us not buying Bonucci. That was a perfect example of the fans having a say. You know, nobody wanted Bonucci. Roma was about to buy Bonucci. Then they looked at the reaction of the fans and like, they don't want him. What are we doing? This time, we don't have a say in this. Because of the amount of money that goes behind this, it's just surreal for us. But in terms of the negative side to this, I ask myself the most important question, which is, do they care? This question can be applied to the Friedkins, no doubt. Do the Friedkins care? Did Palotta care? The last owner that cared about this football club was Sensi, which is why we won the league. Because you need a cohesion between what goes on behind the scenes and what goes on the football pitch. You need chemistry. You need connection. You need somebody who is a fan, who has the desire to improve this football club. Palotta, ultimately, did he ever care? The Friedkins, do they ultimately care? The PIF, Saudis, do they care? Do they come here and care about this football? Do they come here and say, I am here to make, to just to bring success because I care about this football club? No, because they're not Roman. They don't understand Romanism. They're not Roma fans. You know, they're not part of a Roma community. They are businessmen, but they just want to use us to expand their network, get money from it, and invest in it. So the answer, do they care? It can't be a yes, and it can't possibly be a yes. Another very important thing, due to the fact that they don't care, and due to the fact that they would come here just to get more money and to invest, what would happen to the fan base? This is the most important and delicate question ever. What would happen to this fan base? This is a football team that has and is built on passion. We're not built upon titles, league cups, Champions Leagues. We are based upon turning up to the stadium, singing the chants, representing Roma wherever we go, home and away. Passion. Passion is what defines us. If they come here with the objective of making money, what happens to the fan base? Number one, my God, I need to blow my nose. Excuse me. Number one, what would happen to prices? Hang on, I need to blow my nose. I've got mucus coming up from my ears here. Right, there we go. Sorry about that. I just can't speak. Listen to that. That's pleasing. Excuse me about that. Right, that's better. What would happen to football prices? Now, you see, we're not in the Premier League here. We are a fan base which is very diverse. You know, we are a fan base that wherever you sit in the stadium, you kind of represent, I'm not going to say a social class because I don't want to get political, but prices of football tickets are very important in a sense that the stadium, the Stadio Olimpico is basically built. You've got the VIP Tribuna Montemario, which if you go there, you've got money. If you go there, you want a good experience, you want a good view, and you're willing to pay money, something which the ultras can't do. If you go in the Curva Sud, you represent the real fans. You know, you represent the people who in real life don't represent the rich class, but they represent Roma. Then you've got the Curva Nord, which is where it's Lazio's Curva, but then Roma opens it up, and then it's where the low prices are and all of that. The stadium is a place where people from all around Rome, yes, but coming from different backgrounds, reunite upon Roma. It's kind of like a cinema, right? So if they would come here with the objective of making money, I can only imagine what would happen to football prices. And that could be the downfall of the passionate side of AS Roma. You know the reason? What would happen to future generations? You know, imagine future generations in 30, 40 years' time. They grow up with Saudi owners. Will this sense of passion continue? You know, will the next gen be and continue growing, teaching, promoting Romanism when they grew up with Saudis and Saudi takeovers and Saudi owners? And therefore, it means being covered in money and being covered in not being part of, not having been, not having lived through the tough times. That is another thing to ask yourself. And then on top of everything, you've got the moral side to things. Being owned by Saudis means being called an oil club. Do we want that? I don't want that. But I would also say that if the Saudis take over, it would never be a Man City or a PSG. First of all, you can never compare the two because they're just too different. But us being owned by the Saudis would never lead to Roma being like PSG or Man City, and therefore being mocked because they're not passionate. Because Man City and PSG started from zero. They were absolutely nowhere. There were no one. Money, 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 and now they're probably the best teams in the world. That will never apply to Roma because Roma was relevant. Roma, it wasn't like it was a ghost like Man City and PSG were before Saudi takeovers. Roma is a team which has had legends, from Totti to De Rossi to all of the others. A team which has gone through sacrifice, failures. So being owned by Saudis would never allow other clubs go, oh well, look, they've got no fans. They're an oil club, because we didn't come from nowhere. We fought and we went through a lot. And now if we get owned by the Saudis, we can say, this is my reward, if you want to put it in those phrases. I also think there's successes to this, because I've said this last time, but nowadays you need money. Nowadays football is business. Nowadays football is all about money. It's a business, from sponsorships to the amount of money that circulates around this sport, to the fact that it's becoming less of a sport and more of a business. And to succeed, you need money, and that is very sadly the reality of football today. If you want to succeed in football, you need money. You need good players, and the only reason you buy good players is because of money. And having a rich base would help. It would favor. It would also attract big names. Look at Newcastle. I think Newcastle is the example to look at here. I think Newcastle is the example to look at because they've always been that passionate football club in England, similar to us. But look at them now. Yes, okay, they don't have Mbappe and Holland, and that won't apply to us either. We will never be able to buy these players, even if we get owned by Saudis. But you look at the interesting signings. You look at the Bruno Guimaraes. You look at the Botmans, the Gordons. These are all players which you need money to sign, and getting Saudi owners would also increase the power regarding UEFA, because of the amount of money that they would bring in. UEFA need to respect them, and therefore hierarchies, inequalities, power. They bring power. That's what they bring. They bring money and they bring power. Look at Man City now. They were nowhere. And no one 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Now they're not just the richest and best team in the world, but they're one of the most powerful, because money makes you greedy. Money makes you powerful. That's unfortunately the reality once again. I think it was clear that Saudi were going to come for us since I fully agree. I think that was strategic. I have to agree. But that is it. I mean, I've got nothing more to say. We just need to wait and see what happens. And if we do get a Saudi takeover, this is just an initial reaction. Pros, cons, depends on what side. You have to be careful with what you wish here, I think, because it's not as easy as, yes, I want them, no, I don't want them. It's a complicated debate, which you gotta be careful with what you wish for, I think is the perfect way to put this. What happened to the packs? I completely forgot about the packs. I need to stock up. The one thing which I will say, however, that I did open the last one not on camera, and I got Osimhen and the Napoli badge and Pioli all together in a pack. That's the last one I opened. I need to stock up, and then we'll start opening again. The only thing is that they're expensive. €1 for a packet is expensive, especially considering the fact that in one packet you get four Serie C cards and one Serie A card. Yeah, so I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather save that money into Roma tickets. But if you want me to continue, I will continue with it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Very interesting live stream today. So feel free to let me know your opinions and thoughts. Do you think that all investment will be in the new stadium? I think the issue will be bigger than this point because Saudi Arabia has many upcoming projects and Saudi Arabia abroad. I think the stadium is a big thing to consider, both on the Friedkins side, but also on the Saudis side. There was a completely nonsensical article in Gazzetta today that Roma is paying Lukaku 20 million for his loan this season. That's a lot. So yeah, right. Like target of 80 likes. I said this at the start, but if we smash the like target in every single live stream until Saturday, on Sunday, I'm gonna be there. Frosinone away. I'm gonna try and get tickets tomorrow, and if we get 80 likes today, we're gonna get the tickets. You're gonna wish me luck. So yeah, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe. Let me know down below your thoughts and opinions on this. And I'll talk to you very, very soon. Tomorrow with a Feyenoord match preview. La Roma si è Feyenoord. Talk to you soon. Simo out.